Welcome back to We're Having Fun. It's me. I'm Mark. Hi.
I'm Krista. Hello.
Hi, Krista. Welcome back to our podcast. Thank you for joining me as always.
You're welcome. I don't know why I wouldn't be here, but okay.
It's always a question. Will she show up for this week? We'll see. Who knows? But she's back. She's back.
You're making me sound like I'm flaky, and I don't appreciate it.
If anyone's going to flake out, it's going to be me. Let's be honest.
Starting off strong. We're already fighting.
No, we're having fun. This is what it's all about. Exactly. And, unless we have any new news, which I personally don't.
I don't think so. I mean, my feet are feeling better, ankles, all that stuff.
That's good.
So, not completely 100%, but much better than they were last week. So, there you go.
That's good. This is your weekly Krista health update.
Yep.
We'll check back in next week and see how she's doing.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, let's get into Loki then.
Yes.
Because this was a heck of an episode.
It sure was. It's like, okay, it started off when the season started, I was like, all right, first episode, I'm really into this. And then the second episode, I was like, oh, okay. And the third episode, I was like, well, I mean, it's fine. And then the fourth one, I was like, okay, now I'm really getting into this. And now I'm just like all in.
Yeah. This fifth was so much fun, so much silliness.
Yes.
Just, anyway. I mean, even from the beginning, like, the intro is like, it's like an Inception intro, basically, with the spinning room kind of deal.
Yeah.
The whole thing spinning. That was cool. And then we find out those sticks, they don't kill you, they send you into the void.
Yes.
Which is like the end of time. And we see like a destroyed Avengers Tower that wasn't actually Avengers Tower. It had another name on it.
Did you see what the name was?
I was like, I didn't see it when we watched it, but I have, looked into like all the Easter eggs, and it was like Quang or something.
Okay. Which
is, it's got a lot of stuff, which might be spoilery, so I don't want to get into it.
Okay. I just didn't notice myself, so I didn't know what it was.
There were a lot of little things that I didn't catch, and I went back and looked at some of them.
Yeah, there were a couple of things I didn't catch that I saw people talking about on Twitter. Because actually, before I watched the episode, I try to stay off of Twitter before the episodes start.
Yeah.
And then, or before we get a chance to watch it, because people are just like spoiling crap left and right. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I cannot get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and watch this.
Right.
And I have to work all day.
Wednesdays are a minefield.
And then when I get home from work, I have to wait for you to get home from work so that we can watch it together. And usually we both have to take naps because
we are exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then we have to eat and everything. It's like, all right, by 9 o'clock, it's like, okay, maybe now we can finally sit down and watch this together.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it takes a while for us to get there. So I made the mistake of looking at the trending, and I saw something trending, and I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't anything bad, though. It was just like one of those quick little Easter eggs that was in there. So,
yeah. And so at the end of the void, what generally keeps people from coming back is the big cloud monster, which I'm tired of big clouds monsters and such, I like more, solid villains and stuff, but that's apparently Goliath, who I guess is in the comic books, but I have never read it.
Okay, I
haven't read tens of thousands of comic books. Yeah.
I had never heard of it, so.
Yeah. And he's sometimes just a cloud, sometimes he has a face, sometimes he has legs. Just kind of depends on what he's doing, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm saying in the show, like, he would, whenever the city appeared, he, like, went all full four-legged beast on it. Weird thing.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah. So let's go over the little things that we saw in the void that were weird.
Okay.
Yeah, like a pirate ship, first off, and then a spaceship, which you're like, okay.
I did not look to see where those were possibly from.
I don't know if those were from anything.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't either.
And then little peacock bird things.
They were very strange because it's like their heads were made out of... their heads were like little balls.
Balls? Yeah.
Strange, but they were lifted... They weren't connected to their necks.
Yeah. I don't know what they were.
I don't either. That was weird.
They were just we got to put some kind of wildlife in here, which I don't know why you have to put that in there, but apparently you do. If they're they're the big bad, the little peacock animals, then that'll be weird.
But yeah, how did they get there?
I don't know. They're the only things that survive. We thought cockroaches would make it to the end of time, but no, it's weird peacock creatures. The thing that made me laugh the most was Thanos' helicopter.
See, and I missed it, and I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh my gosh. Because that is from the comics. It is from a thing. Like a pretty early Thanos story where he's trying to get the cosmic cube. And he's just flying around on a helicopter that has his name. It says Thanos on it. What is this? Early comics were so cheesy sometimes. And he gets arrested at the end of that. He just cops haul him away. Thanos, the guy who wiped out half the universe, he's just getting led away in cuffs.
Led away from his Thanos copter.
Yeah, so that made me very happy. And then as they're passing that by, they head down into the Loki layer, basically. And what do we see going down through the layers of dirt? I'm going to let you do it since you saw the spoiler first.
Okay, yeah, I saw Frog Thor. It was hashtag Frog Thor.
Yes, we had just talked about it last week.
Yeah, or Throg, isn't that what it's supposed to be called? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hemsworth actually recorded stuff for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Little sounds and such. Huh. That kind of made me sad, though. He's stuck in a jar.
Yeah.
That's kind of horrifying when you think about it. It's a fun little Easter egg, but then you're like, oh my gosh, he's in there. And
yeah, there were some...
He's not getting out.
There were some very funny tweets that people were tweeting out there about, someone was like, someone please give him food. He must be starving.
Seriously, it's poor Throg.
Yeah.
He's not even Thor. The Lokis don't even have to be really mad at him. Maybe Gator Loki's mad at him. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows? By the way, Gator Loki is my new favorite character.
Oh my god. I love Gator Loki. When they would just cut to his reactions for stuff, it was the best. It was the absolute best.
Oh my gosh. My favorite part though was toward the end of the episode where each person gets their own little reaction shot. And so it's Loki, Sylvie, Mobius, old Loki, kid Loki, Gator Loki. I was like, if he doesn't get his own little reaction shot, I'm going to be so mad.
Yes, and he did. He got him a couple times, and oh my gosh, it was just so great. And then while they're down in there, Loki's about to leave, and he gets stopped by King Loki, who was what I was talking about last week, where I didn't want to spoil anything from the trailer.
That's who you saw.
I was like, we still haven't seen King Loki. Yeah. He's gonna come up somewhere. And he did, but I loved it. It's we see it in the trailer, you form all these theories oh man, he's gonna become King Loki, and then he just gets his hand bit off by the Gator Loki, and we really don't see him again. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That scream was great. It was such a fun. I loved all that.
Oh man.
Boastful Loki sold him out. And King Loki, and I guess all those others were Lokis also.
I guess so.
And they turned on him, and it just became a big brouhaha. But that was I just love this series. It's gotten so good.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And I'm so sad that there's only one episode left.
Me too. I just really hope it sets up for at least Loki, Sylvie, and Owen Wilson to continue appearing in like future projects, like MCU stuff. Just because, they're great. And honestly, please, let's keep Gator Loki going.
Yes.
Get him in there. Put him on the Pet Avengers. Let's save Throg from that jar. Let's go. By the way, Owen Wilson's still alive.
Yep.
He's made it, and he's driving around in a pizza car.
Yep.
Did it feel like that car was maybe an homage to the like Pizza Planet?
Pizza Planet. That's what I thought of as soon as I saw it. I was like, that thought too? I did have that thought. Yeah. I mean, it didn't say Pizza Planet on it, but I did think of that when I saw it.
Didn't have the A233 or whatever it is. License plate on it. 113, is that what it is?
I think it's A113.
I could never remember. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I was so happy to see Owen again.
Me too. As soon as he pulled up and was like, get in, I was like, yeah!
You were very happy.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's great.
So, yeah, but I don't... Well, no, I guess I do know. I thought I had a question at the beginning. I was like, how do they always know where they are to, like, pick them up? Because Owen Wilson picked her up pretty quickly. The other Lokis found Loki, but... It's a pretty big teleport in whenever they come in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... And a couple other things I didn't notice and read about later. Mm-hmm. Well, I did notice that Ronan's ship, or it might have been... It kind of looked like Thanos' ship, too. I think they're kind of similar. Ronan's ship was there, crashed down.
Okay, I didn't see that.
One thing that I missed was there was a, like, decapitated head of... a statue of the Living Tribunal. Okay, which is... What is that? He's like... Okay, Cosmic is kind of crazy. Cosmic characters are, like... They're super powerful, like, cosmic beings. There's, like, Infinity, there's Oblivion, and they kind of control the universe. And the one that's, like, the strongest is, I think, is the one above all, which is kind of, like, Stanley, because it's a creator. Anyway, but his like right hand man that rules over the universe is the Living Tribunal. He has 3 faces. It kind of rotates around on the head. Okay. And he wears a blanket on his head basically that like covers up the other 2 faces when they're not in use. And so I don't know, he's very powerful. He can like disable the Infinity Stones if he needs to and all this stuff, but he's interesting if you're into the cosmic stuff, but there's a lot of history there which we don't need to go into, but it was just cool to see. And also there was a big severed head of like maybe Ant-Man, maybe Yellow Jacket, something like that, which I guess because he can grow really big, it might have been he grew really big and got his head chopped off, which kind of is in the Old Man Logan comics. Old Man Logan is like, it's a story about Wolverine way into the future where the villains have won and they've overtaken the U.S. and stuff. And they drive across the country and at one point they pass by Ant-Man's like giant helmet and skull and all that stuff. So it seemed like a shout out to that. But
okay.
Just so many little Easter eggs in there for us nerds. I always appreciate a nerdy shout out. So that confirms that those things exist, and that made me kind of happy.
Okay. Were there any other little things that you noticed, Easter egg kind of things?
Oh, there is one that I had to look up because I was like, surely this is an Easter egg. Where they're down in Loki's hideout, and behind old Loki is a video game called Polybius. Yeah.
I have it right here in front of me because that was one of the things I was going to look up. Yeah. I was like, I know that it's like not a real game.
Right.
It's an urban legend.
It's a big urban legend, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I watched a whole video, like an hour-long video about Polybius, which probably could have been done in like 30 minutes, but, whatever.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like a psychology experiment, and like the men in black come and take like information from the machines every once in a while.
Supposed to be some like brainwashing thing too. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you like amnesia or stuff like that. Hallucinations, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So that's their head. So, as far as we know, it's an urban legend, but keep looking, guys. Question everything. Not really. Don't be crazy. Of course, that would be in a Loki thing. So much stuff. And you reacted whenever we were watching it to what Kid Loki was drinking.
He was drinking high C.
He was. Was it an ecto cooler? I couldn't tell.
I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention. Because, everybody else was like, here, let's drink alcohol and everything. And he's just over there drinking a high C. It was really cute.
It's just more like Roxanne wine stuff.
Yeah, and of course, Gator Loki is like chilling in his own little pool.
Yeah, and they pour wine into his mouth.
Yeah.
It's just so fun. I loved this episode. But the big plan for the Lokis, mainly Sylvie and Loki, is to charm Eliath. I already forgot his name. Charm him and so that they can get past him into the end of the timeline, I guess. Right.
Like, or past the end of the timeline.
Yeah, find out who's running things. Mm-hmm. And, man, because they start to grab onto him. Loki tries to make a diversion. Doesn't really work very well.
Yeah.
And they're going to join together, use their powers together, which it's still weird that they're still, like, romantically involved, but just have to remind yourself it's Loki. And of course he would do this. That's very, very canon for him. But old man Loki showing up and showing off his crazy powers to create all of Asgard on there and just being just a beast. I really liked that.
And you could kind of tell he wanted to go back when they were walking away. He kept looking back. And I was like, okay. Because I was like, maybe they're all going to decide to go with him or something. But then he did that and used his magic, I guess, as a distraction to help. So that was pretty cool. Except for, he got swallowed up by it.
He did, but, glorious purpose. He went out on his terms, doing something big. And I think he was my favorite, aside human Loki.
I was going to say, other than Gator Loki.
Oh, yeah. You have to specify that it's a human version.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really like him. And the guy who plays him, Richard E. Grant, he's like a big actor.
He's done stuff, for sure.
They're like, who can we get here? Richard E. Grant, why not?
Why not?
And it's so strange that he ends up playing stuff like that. Sorry, I keep touching my glass.
That's all right.
He keeps playing small roles like this because he was in Game of Thrones in a couple of episodes.
Oh yeah, who was he?
He was an actor in. I don't know if you were watching. I don't think you were watching it at this point.
I don't think so.
Arya had gone to Bravos and she's watching this play, and they're doing a play, and it's of what happened in season 1, basically, except they make Ned Stark look really stupid, and he's just doing a bunch of fart jokes and stuff. and Joffrey's the best thing, since sliced bread. And
oh, wow.
And it's just oh no, this is awful. It's the biggest propaganda looking thing. And I'm trying to think of who he plays. Maybe he plays Robert Baratheon. I can't remember. Yeah. But yeah, so he plays the actor who plays in the play.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a little acting troupe, and he's one of them. And it's wow, okay. He doesn't have a lot to do in it, but it was weird to see him in that too.
Yeah. I respect that. I like just showing up in random stuff.
Yeah.
So the plan does work, and they do connect with the monster, and he opens himself. I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah. And shows a big castle or big building of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess whoever's running stuff is in there.
Yep, so they start walking into it, and I'm like, who's it gonna be? Yep. And then it ends the episode. Yep. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why? I hate this.
Make that last episode.
Yeah, so I guess the last episode's gonna be all about that.
Yeah. Still hoping for Kang. He might be in there.
Maybe.
It kind of lines up. I mean, his thing's kind of at the end of the world. His kingdom or whatever.
Okay.
So, fingers crossed.
Maybe it's not going to be another Mephisto.
It might be Mephisto. Could be. Or it might be another Loki. Who knows? I don't know, but...
Maybe it won't be a misdirect.
Yeah. Maybe
it's going to be Mobius. Another Mobius.
Wow, it's me. Wow.
Wow.
He's going back to the TVA.
And he's going to have like just a whole pool full of jet skis. It's going to be great.
That would be nice. Yeah, he's coming back to confront old Renslayer.
Yeah.
Actually remembered her name
this time. We got her name this time. Yep. And
then back at the TVA. Renslayer's also kind of looking to find out
who's behind it all, too. Yeah.
Yeah. With Ms. Minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And Ms. Minutes a little hesitant to help her, maybe. Maybe it's Ms. Minutes in that castle.
Maybe.
Real Wizard of Oz stuff, maybe.
Did I say that Miss Minutes was behind it all at one point?
Yeah, I think that was the theory, yeah.
I don't think that's who's going to be behind it all, but...
I still think maybe Eugene Cordero, the desk guy, he's going to just be sitting there.
Maybe.
But that would be a terrible payoff.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless he, turned into something, or I don't know. But, yeah, I think there's a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping Kang. Come on, Kang. You can do it, buddy. I believe in you. Not Mephisto. I just hope Mephisto never shows up at this point.
Yeah.
Just because everybody wants Mephisto.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just never be there. He's not
They're
that
like,
great,
who's
guys.
Mephisto? Never happened.
There is no Mephisto. Well, anything else we missed for Loki?
Let's see. I think I only have 2 more things on my notes. Okay. So the other one thing that I have is B-15 is still alive.
She is.
She's in a little prison.
Kind of prison, yeah.
But she's still there. So yay! I was very excited to see her still there.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So yeah, because I didn't like her in the first couple of episodes, but
yeah,
she's
around.
Won me over.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, this whole... I'm... Okay, so, I liked WandaVision. I liked WandaVision a lot.
Right.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was not really my favorite.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great. It was a little too... I don't know.
It was, it was pretty straightforward superhero stuff, kind of.
Yeah, and I kind of like having a little bit of a mystery going on.
Yeah, I like to see something a little different.
So, but Loki is definitely my favorite so far.
Mm-hmm.
And how I said at the beginning, I wasn't really a Loki fan.
Right.
That has changed.
Gator Loki won you over.
Well, actually, just regular Loki won me over. And then Sylvie. And now we have Gator Loki. And I'm like, an old Loki. And I'm like, I love Loki now.
Getting better.
Why? I didn't expect this. But yeah.
We welcome you, my sister. We welcome you.
I'm going to have to rewatch the other movies. So.
Yeah. Well, we should do that.
We should.
Rewatch. We should do an episode a month of rewatching MCU movies.
Hey, we could do that. That actually might be pretty fun.
Might be.
All right.
Might be. And we'd have to watch the bad one, too. Incredible.
Well, at least it's if we do them in order of when they came out, at least it's the second one. We'll get it over with real quick, and we won't have to worry about it again. Okay.
I like it.
The other thing that I wanted to point out was the ship that showed up.
Right.
That was the USS Eldridge. I looked it up.
Yeah.
It was supposedly part of the Philadelphia experiment.
Okay. What was that?
It was a naval military experiment that took place in Philadelphia, in which...
I mean, it all's lined up so far.
Yeah, in which the Eldridge was supposed to turn invisible by a cloaking device.
Yeah.
So that, people couldn't see it. And that was back in 1943. But a guy came up came out and said that he made the whole thing up. And they looked at like the log for the ship and everything, and it showed that it wasn't even in Philadelphia during that time. But was it not in Philadelphia, or was it just invisible the whole time?
Maybe.
Maybe it was there and no one saw it.
I mean,
Oh,
I
goodness.
have a hard time believing that it actually did, because if it did, all of our ships at this point would be closed.
Oh, yeah,
We would be
definitely.
more than happy to use this now.
Yeah, they'd be like, okay, it worked. We're putting it on everything.
Yes.
And then we would never see
Yeah.
naval ships again.
There's no need to keep it secret. We can just send out invisible boats now.
Oh, boy.
Good luck.
Oh, man. But yeah, so I guess it was, maybe it did disappear, and when it disappeared, it was also sucked into the void, because that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to work. I like it. Just a lot of fun little things. That's
Yeah.
so great. Thank you, Loki, episode 5. You were great.
It was. I'm looking forward to Wednesday.
Me too.
Oh, that finale. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
excited.
Hopefully. Hopefully we don't come back next week and like,
Yeah.
can't believe they've blown it.
Because I kind of felt that way with some of the stuff in WandaVision, which is why
Yeah.
it's not my favorite
That's fair.
of them so far. But I still like WandaVision.
I did too. I did have some issues with the ending of it, but I enjoyed it as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay, well, should we move on now?
Yeah, because we've been talking about this for a long time.
Well, it deserved it.
It was an action-packed episode, and the funny thing is, I think I have less notes for that one than any other Loki episode that we've done so far.
Mm-hmm.
But we've talked about that one the longest, because it was just, there was so much.
There was so much.
So
we didn't
much.
even need to take notes because we remembered it all fondly.
Yep.
Hopefully. Probably remember something and be like, oh man, I missed that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That happens like every time.
But getting to something more normal and more grounded and more, back to Earth, we watched Space Jam
Yeah.
from 1996, where Michael Jordan joins the Looney Tunes to play some aliens in basketball.
Oh,
Because the new one's coming out next week, or,
Yeah.
this week, I guess, since it's released on Monday.
Yeah, technically.
But
later this week.
So we went back, saw the original.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think overall? Do you have fond memories of this movie?
I have fond memories of this movie. I liked this movie a lot when I was little. I mean, not a lot, but I did like it. I was kind of bored by it.
To this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing on my phone for a lot of it. Sorry.
No need to apologize.
Well, actually, I wasn't really playing on my phone. I was like looking things up on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So.
I surprisingly wasn't that bored during this. I was on my phone a little bit, but not much. I was surprisingly into it. I don't know. Maybe it's, maybe medicating my ADHD now, but I can actually focus on something. But
Maybe.
I won't say I enjoyed it, but I liked it fine. I love the Looney Tunes. Like, as a kid, they were my jam. Like, I would pick Looney Tunes over Disney any day of the week. I would watch those cartoons constantly. Especially Bugs Bunny. I loved Bugs Bunny. I still love Bugs Bunny. I recently watched some of the Looney Tunes, like specifically Bugs Bunny on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. I was more of a Disney kid, so I mean, I did watch Looney Tunes, but not that often. And I think it was something that I would watch with my dad, which is kind of strange because my dad and I don't really have the same taste in things, so we didn't watch a lot of the same things. But like some Saturday mornings and stuff, I would wake up and he would be sitting drinking his coffee and watching Looney Tunes, and so I would watch Looney Tunes with him.
The Rabbit Season, Duck Season trilogy of like 3 cartoons with Bugs and Daffy and Elmer Fudd still make me laugh to this day so much. They're my favorite thing in the world. I love them. Like, they're, I love it. So, you know, seeing them in here, they're fine. It's not as, you know, there's some funny bits, but not as, you know, Looney Tunes doesn't have the magic it once did.
Yeah. Even
like, you know, the new stuff is fine, but you'll never get that magic back from 1940 or whatever it was. A shout out to Birmingham with Michael Jordan when he played on the Birmingham Barons.
Yeah.
Which is my team's farm league, the White Sox. I love the White Sox, so I love the Barons by default. So when I'm in Alabama, be ready. If I have the money to go to a game, I might regularly.
Okay. I have been to a Barons game, I'm pretty sure, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I actually have an umbrella in my office at work that that has the Birmingham Barons on it.
Oh, nice.
But I don't really know much about it. Yeah. I do know, I did look up where they filmed it because I wanted to see if they had actually filmed it where the Birmingham Barons played. And they did. It was that first game, the daytime one, it was filmed at the Hoover Met, which is where they were playing at that time. Now they play at Regents Field, like in the middle of downtown Birmingham. But yeah, back then that's where they were playing and that's where they filmed it. So that was pretty cool.
Was that an Alabama Piggly Wiggly that they crashed in front of?
Well, I don't know if it was an Alabama Piggly Wiggly, but we have plenty of them, so...
I didn't know if those were still a thing or not.
Oh, yeah, they're still a thing. Yep.
It's good to know.
I went in one, probably it was probably about a year ago, or maybe a little before then. So, yeah, I don't go to the Pig very often, but, you know, occasionally.
Go to the Pig.
Mm-hmm. I'll see you at the Pig.
Yeah, this movie came out like a year after Jordan had already gone back to basketball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of fun to see. Mentions his dad who was killed. That was sad. Like, yeah. They didn't go into what happened to him, but it's like, geez. And they didn't get into his gambling habit, which I guess was nice. But yeah, this combined, like, I loved Michael Jordan too. The Bulls, I loved the Bulls at the time. I'm not an NBA guy at all, but when I was that age at that time, I watched the Bulls in the playoffs all the time and loved them. And it was my favorite thing. So this movie, of course, I was into it as a kid. It was everything I wanted. And there was, it wasn't bad. I even feel like the CG was maybe better than Independence Day.
Okay, I do have a note about Independence Day, which is kind of funny. Because I was, like I said, I was on my phone. I was just Googling stuff. But I found out that Space Jam had 1,100 FX shots. Okay. And Independence Day only had 700. And I was like, but the FX shots in this were so much better.
They were.
Because I was watching it. There were so many times I was like, wow, that looks really good.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah. And then there were some parts that I was like, oh, but not that.
Yeah.
But a lot of it did look really good.
Yeah. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah. Me too.
How did you feel about the massive slam to the Mighty Ducks in this movie?
You'll have to tell me what you're talking about because I must have missed it.
At some point, Bugs Bunny is walking somewhere. I don't remember. I think it might have been when they went into the gym or after that or something. But he said something about who would put their team or who would put their backing behind a team that's named after a duck or something like, or after ducks, or has ducks as a mascot or something like that. And Mighty Ducks 3 had came out in 1996 as well, a Disney property. So it was I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was obvious he was definitely talking about the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay. That was probably while I was was probably while I was Googling.
Asleep. Oh, yeah.
Googling stuff about the 1996 Olympics.
Did you read about the Dream Team?
No,
or that was
that's
92.
not what I was looking at. That's not what 92. I was looking up.
Yeah. I loved that Dream Team, though, by the way. It was a good.
So who all was on the Dream Team that year?
Was it 96? I think it was 92.
Yeah, 92 was the good one, I think.
Yeah, it was. Really good one. Let's see, it was Jordan, Bird, Barkley, Pippen, Ewing, Elijah One, maybe Larry Johnson, Chris Mullins, Christian Laettner. Isaiah Thomas was not, possibly because Michael Jordan had him taken off the team.
Okay.
Maybe a couple more that I can't remember.
And see, this is why I let you take care of the sports questions when we do trivia. Because I don't know crap about it.
The only NBA stuff I know is
Jordan.
This time, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I did recognize, I know Michael Jordan. I know Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing.
Mm-hmm. Muggsy.
And Muggsy.
You know Muggsy.
I know Muggsy, but only because of this movie. Oh, and because I think my best friend, I think she really liked Muggsy because she was short and she played on the basketball team. Okay. And so she was like, I'm like Muggsy Bogues. So, yeah. But the other two I did not recognize. I did write their names down, but...
Yeah, Larry Johnson, who had commercials as Grandmama. I don't know if you saw those or not.
I don't know.
And then there was Sean Bradley, who I didn't really know Sean Bradley at the time. So he was kind of new to me. But Larry Johnson and Muggsy Bogues on NBA Jam for the SNES, I would play as the Charlotte Hornets because Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, who was also in the movie for a bit, and Muggsy Bogues were like unbeatable. I could play with them all day. They were so good, and they were my team. Even though, because Jordan wasn't in NBA Jam. So he had to play as the Hornets, and I loved it. They're great. But yeah, they're the ones that get their power stolen. Bogues, Johnson, Ewing, Barkley, and Bradley. Mm-hmm. And there's a part in there that is ruined for me forever, because I heard a podcast once that reviewed this.
I really hope it's the part that I wrote down.
Which part is it?
Is it in the hospital?
Yes, when they're walking down the
hallway?
Yes.
Okay, explain it, because I have in my notes, did they have Muggsy on a skateboard or something? Because he is not walking. Did.
Yes, they were on a pull cart thing, and so Muggsy had to fake walk.
Because I'm like, everybody else looks like they're walking, and he's just gliding along and just looks like he's trying to walk.
Yeah, him and the doctor are being pulled, I think, and Muggsy is just so bad at faking this.
Oh my gosh.
Which, the acting by the basketball players were not great. Or was not great. And they weren't horrible. I play NBA 2K on the PlayStation and stuff, and they have career mode where they get basketball players to voice stuff, and that is the worst acting you will ever hear in your life. It is so bad. But so hearing these guys, they weren't that bad. Muggsy had some good lines in there. And Jordan, honestly, Jordan didn't do that bad of a job.
Yeah, Jordan was pretty good.
Yeah, surprisingly. But yeah, I'm glad you noticed that, because it made me laugh.
Because I was just sitting there and I'm like, why does this look so weird? And then I heard you laughing and I'm like, okay, he sees it too, right?
Yes, I will never not see it. It's
oh my gosh.
Horrible.
It's and so funny.
I hope y'all won't ever forget. Yeah, what else we got? Lola Bunny. Mm-hmm. Maybe her and... Maybe Robin Hood started the furry movement, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, she was fun for all us young kiddos to watch, I guess. But I don't know. I really like that they toned her down in the new one, even though everyone's upset for whatever weird, creepy reason they're upset.
Yeah, it's okay, calm down. It's a cartoon bunny.
It is. But, I mean... I've told you in the past my first love interest, which I probably shouldn't admit on this thing was from Dumbo's Circus. The lion girl in that. I was in love with her. She was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. I don't know why, but she was so hot. And so, yeah.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, I get it, guys, but come on, chill out. It's an animal. It's a weird rabbit. Don't be weird. We're not kids anymore. So, yeah. I don't know. What else we got?
Do you want me to go through my notes?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. So, it looked like, I don't know if he was, but at the very beginning, Kid Michael, it looked like he was traveling.
Probably. There was a lot of role. I mean, there was a lot of cheating in this movie all around.
Well, I mean, that was the first one I saw, and I was like, okay, well.
Yeah.
This is going to take me out of it.
but I mean, if you watch the pros, like, the stars really get away with a lot of stuff. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. It can be frustrating sometimes. So, he was just starting early.
So the opening credits, if you have epilepsy, you might not want to watch them because I was just in there just like flashing and everything. I'm like, you're going to give somebody a seizure.
Seriously,
oh my
gosh. It was a lot.
Because I mean, it was like flashing of like, not just like the pictures, not just like the, pictures, but like the text too. And it was just like, okay, you got to calm down because this is going to hurt somebody. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So his dog's name is Charles.
Yeah. He gives Charles Barkley so much crap, like just even outside this movie, and they're still best friends, and he's so mean to Charles Barkley. I guess
Charles Barkley, who is an Alabama boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great player. He was a great player.
I can't remember exactly where he's from. Dang it, am I going to have to Google Charles Barkley now?
You might.
But I feel like there was one point where he said he was going to... he's from Leeds, which is like right outside of Birmingham.
Okay.
So I feel that like at one point he wanted to like run for governor, maybe? Or maybe he was going to run for mayor of Birmingham or something. I can't remember, but I feel like he was going to go into politics at some point, and he just didn't. Yeah. But I don't know.
Shame. Alabama lost out on that one. Could have had a great leader there.
I feel like did he go to... Hold on. Yeah, he went to Auburn. I was going to say, I feel like he went to Auburn, so I'm not supposed to like him because he went to Auburn, and, I'm an Alabama fan. But I don't care.
You're not that petty.
I don't care. There's also, so recently, like, within the past, like, 2 weeks, I guess, they came out and said, that NCAA student players can start using their likeness and stuff.
Right.
Well, apparently there's a football player, I guess football player from Auburn who is advertising for Milo's sweet tea, and so now all of these Alabama fans are like, I can never drink Milo's tea again.
Oh no!
And they're just like dumping it down the drain and everything. I'm like,
oh my god.
Okay, that's Alabama for you.
People, I mean, that's probably not just an Alabama thing. Everybody's that weird.
I'm sure it's not,
especially
but I'm just like
South with sports.
Because there are so many people who are just like, I guess I'm never going to drink Milo's sweet tea anymore. It's like,
no.
Oh, Lord. It's like, that's like the best sweet tea that you can get. I have an aunt who loves Milo's sweet tea.
Yeah.
But she's an Auburn fan, so she's probably like, all right.
She'll be all right. Good. Just reinforces my love.
Exactly. Because that's like the only thing she drinks is Milo's sweet tea made with Splenda.
Yeah, okay. All right. You got anything else going on?
Yeah, so we were talking about his dog's name is Charles. And
yes.
Did he just called it Charles, but is the dog's name actually Charles Barkley?
I can't
Or is it just supposed to be kind of implied?
I think it's implied, yeah.
Okay.
His real dog might actually be named after Charles Barkley.
I mean, it is a good name for a dog.
It's not bad, yeah, with the Barkley.
That's fun.
Yeah. It's a fun little play on words.
Exactly.
And
it's like with Katy. It's like with Katy Perry when she has her cat named Kitty Purry.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's cute. It works.
It does.
At one point, I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I had a Space Jam coloring book. And I remember this.
Did you? Okay.
I did. I might still have it at my parents' house. I don't know. Could be still in my bedroom with all the other junk that I have in there. But yeah, I definitely remember having a Space Jam coloring book.
Nice.
They go to the golf course, and it says that it is Birmingham Pines.
Okay.
That's not real.
Okay.
I Googled that, too, because I was like, that doesn't sound right. Because it's not.
It's a nice
But
course.
he did golf a lot while he was in Birmingham, because there are several golf courses
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
around there. So
He's a big golf guy.
yeah.
Probably lost a lot of money doing
Also, I was kind of wondering, why are Michael Jordan and Bill Murray just hanging out? That just seems like an unlikely pair. I mean, I can get Larry Bird being there, because, they're basketball players. And they were on the dream team. They know each other really well. But Bill Murray, where did he come in?
If I had any sort of fame, I would probably be wanting to hang out with Bill Murray as well. So I can't blame Jordan and Bird.
Yeah. I noticed when the nerd looks are trying to find people who are basketball players, and they see Charles Barkley, speaking of Charles Barkley again, and they're like, oh, there's the murderer. But the people beside them are Dan Castellaneta and Patricia Heaton.
Yeah, they're just... I had to think when I saw them, I was like, oh, they're in this movie. Do they do more in this movie than this?
Nope. They're in
Never
that
see them
one
again.
scene.
I was like, maybe they have some storyline where they are trying to get Jordan to do something. No,
nope, never see them again.
They're just there for a sec. That was interesting.
Oh, I did like too when I'm just going all over the place. At the baseball game, when the catcher is sitting there telling him it's gonna be a curveball,
Yeah,
it's gonna be this kind of pitch. Don't swing at this one. He's just telling him what to do.
Yeah, he still
struck out. It's oh geez, Michael.
Which Jordan's average wasn't terrible, but
yeah, I mean he wasn't that
good.
bad, but they make it seem like in this movie that he's just horrible.
Yeah, he wasn't good, but he wasn't terrible. He did his only game he played for the White Sox against the Cubs in a exhibition game. He had 2 hits and he hit a double and something else. Not bad. Not bad. But yeah.
They go into the the basketball court, and it's all gross, and they're like, it just needs a spit shine, and they all just start spitting everywhere, and I'm just like,
that was a gross part.
Oh no,
so
I don't
unnecessarily gross. Yeah.
So nasty. Oh, especially thinking of during COVID and everything. It's this makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Could have just had Taz just cycling through there with the mop.
Yeah.
Been fine.
Yeah, just give him a mop, let him spin around. You're good. You don't have to be spitting everywhere. That's just disgusting.
It was so much.
Oh my
it
gosh.
was so gross.
Speaking of COVID parallels, they canceled basketball.
Yeah, because they were worried about an outbreak.
Yeah. It's oh, wow.
Shame they didn't tent off all arenas during COVID like they did with that. But I guess they did isolate all the basketball players in the bubble to play during the 2020 season. So
yeah, very true. Okay, so Charles Barkley. Why am I stuck on Charles Barkley?
Because he's a treasure.
I mean, he did, of the 5 that, they took the powers from, he had more of a storyline. Because he goes out, and there are these little girls playing basketball.
Yeah.
Or I say little girls, they're probably teenagers.
Yeah, they seem teenage.
Or tweens or whatever. So they're out there playing basketball, and he's like, oh, wow, he's just standing there, and he's like, that looks fun. I wish I could play basketball. And they're like, hey, it's Charles Barkley. You want to play basketball with us? And he's like, yeah. And he goes out there, and he's awful, and they're like, ew.
You're not even Charles Barkley.
So, yeah, Charles Barkley got beaten by a bunch of girls, and it's this is I mean, why did it have to be girls?
Yeah. I mean, I like showing that girls can play basketball as well, and you know, they were really good. Honestly, watching them out there,
good.
They were great, but yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah,
maybe they could have like tried to help him, like they used their skills to help him figure out how to play, and then he just suck at it.
Yeah, or maybe they could have. I mean, if they were gonna do like he's playing against kids, have kids of both. You know,
yeah.
Have some girls, have some boys playing together.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I don't know very many, big groups of boys and girls that would play basketball together, but you never know.
It happens. Or just make it like a big extreme of like he's playing against toddlers with one of those little plastic hoops.
Yeah.
And they're just like slamming all over him and stuff.
Yes. And he still really can't do it. That would have been hilarious.
He gets beat by toddlers.
I mean, because I was just like, really? Yeah, you're going to go with girls?
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah. Anyway,
it was 96. Michael Jordan said at the golf game that basketball is a game for men, so it was a lot of just like cringy stuff like that. All right,
okay, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless you're a hot bunny, get out.
Yeah, right. All right. So, it never tells the names of, as far as I know, it never tells the names of the Monstars.
Right. It might have told like one or two of them. But...
Okay. I did write them down because I found them on Wikipedia. Okay. So their names are Pound, Blanco, Bang, Bupkis, and Knot.
Okay.
So there you go. Those are their names.
Good to know.
Don't think I can tell you which ones played who. Knot is the small one that was Muggsy, and Pound is the one that was Charles Barkley. But the other three, I'm not really sure.
Okay. I think maybe Knot was number 0, too. So
wow.
Works out.
I think Bupkis, could be wrong. I feel like Bupkis may have been...
Maybe they were all 0. I don't know.
I want to say Bang was Ewing, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
And Bupkis was Sean Bradley, so Blanco was Larry Johnson. I'm not sure. I don't know for sure.
So Bupkis was the high one? Whoa, dear, Sean Bradley.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so the ball game is about to start, and they're introducing all the players. And well, first of all, they introduce Daffy, and nobody applauds at all. It's like, that's so mean.
I love Daffy, and I think he was actually pretty good in this. He had like his general stuff.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
One of my favorite things that I think is underappreciated is like when they were sneaking into Jordan's home and he went into the doghouse and he met the dog and he did the mother. I love that. I think that's a great thing that makes me happy every time I see it.
Oh, speaking of them being at his house, I wrote this down and I totally skipped over it. First of all, the dog, when they're inside the house, that dog is way too big.
Yeah.
That dog is half the size of that door.
Yeah, he got huge.
But then when the kids drag him away, he's back normal size again.
Yeah.
So
maybe
I was like,
that was just the perspective of Daffy that he seemed bigger.
Maybe, but I mean, they did have the door in the shot, so it just made him look like a bear, and it was not a bear-sized dog. Oh man! Also, what were Michael Jordan's shoes doing? Like, one of them was like on a desk, and the other one is like way up high.
Yeah, I had that question too. I don't know
what is going on with that.
What that was about.
Okay, yeah. So that was weird.
And his house seemed a little small for a Michael Jordan home. It was a nice house, but I mean, come on, he's living in a mansion that's like behind a bunch of gates and stuff, not just a regular house on the street that everyone passes by all the time.
Yeah,
they could easily just walk up and say, "Hey, Michael Jordan."
Yeah. All right, so back to introductions and everything. Bugs Bunny comes out. He goes under the floor, pops out. I'm like, you have just ruined. You've just ruined the court.
Yeah,
there are like boards flying everywhere. Who's gonna fix that?
He did it to that. He did it to Michael Jordan's sidewalk, his like walkway. He just messed up all those bricks. Yeah, that
It's
tunneling is a lot more destructive than I remember.
Yeah, it's like you're about to play a game of basketball on this court, and you've just messed it up. It's going to take a while for them to fix that. I know,
Not
it's
in
a
Looney
cartoon,
Tune land,
but I mean, still.
I mean, they strapped tons of dynamite and bombs to a basketball goal, and it came back soon after. So, yeah, Looney Tunes, they don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah, they definitely did.
They live in a weird world.
So one of the other things I noticed during the game, and I remember this, I remember seeing this like every time. I think it may have been even in the commercials for this movie, in the trailer. The like weird Pulp Fiction thing.
Yeah.
And then it just straight
out of nowhere.
Straight cuts to something else, completely different. And I mean, it's just like nothing. It makes no sense. Why was that there?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was so weird.
It was very weird.
Because then it just like immediately jump cuts to like Michael dribbling and doing all this stuff, and one of the Monstars is going after him. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, a lot of just weird stuff in this sometimes. Like Wayne Knight when he got hurt, getting air pumped up and then just farting.
I have a note about that, and it's Flat Stan. Gross. That whole sequence was gross.
It was.
Also Michael Jordan's stretchy arm. Also real gross.
Yeah. Michael Jordan took a lot of stuff in stride in this movie. Like, once they told him he could do all that stuff, he's like, oh, well, why didn't you just tell me instead of, really? I could do, this is a crazy world.
Yeah.
No, he's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad I know that now. I can use that. And when he ran into the Looney Tunes, he was like, Bugs Bunny? Okay, this is normal.
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, nobody seems to be, like, freaked out about it. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Like, Larry Bird and Wayne Knight and Bill Murray did not call the police when Michael Jordan was mysteriously kidnapped down a hole.
Like, sucked down a hole, and they're just like, oh, okay.
This is, like, a big thing. We need to get somebody out there to help.
I mean, at least Wayne Knight was trying to, like, dig the hole so that he could try to find him.
He was, yes.
But Larry Bird and Bill Murray just walk off. They're like, what happened to Jordan? I don't know. They just keep going.
Yeah.
Another thing that I noticed, and it took me a while to figure out who it even was, because it shows like everybody injured on the bench, and it has like Wile E. Coyote, and he's got like, he's holding up a little sign that says like, ouch,
I'm hurt or something.
I'm hurt, yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then it shows like several other people. Tweety Bird is like in an iron lung.
Oh, Speedy Gonzalez has his neck broken by a mousetrap. Like, it is dark.
I couldn't even figure out who one of them was because there was just a big chicken, and it's supposed to be Foghorn Leghorn.
Yes, Foghorn. Like, he's cooked.
He is a cooked chicken with
he is plucked.
A blood pack, just like... It's like, what? I don't think he can come back from that. He's ready to be eaten.
Even in cartoon world, I'm surprised the chicken hawk didn't run down there and grab him and take off.
I love the chicken hawk, by the way. He's like...
Are you? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, never was a big fan. But,
I think he's so
glad
cute.
You liked him. He's something. He is something.
Yeah, so I was just like, this is... Yeah, they're not coming back from this.
Yeah, they're pretty messed up. And they didn't, to their credit. I mean, till the end, till they were celebrating. But, yeah, they didn't come back in and play. I like that Bill Murray shows up to be the fifth man to save him from that. And they ask him how he gets there, and he's just like, oh, I know the producer or the teamster dropped me off. Like, they're not even trying to, like, write in how he got there. And Daffy's just like, okay, I guess that's how that works. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like at the end too when the game is over and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna retire now. Retire while I'm on top." I'm like,
Don't blame him.
It's like I could have been a professional. I could have been a professional basketball player. Could have been a professional dancer. The last thing I have is they go back. They have the basketball that has all of the
powers,
talent in it.
Yeah.
And They all put their hands on it. What if somebody gets the wrong person's talent?
Yeah, I didn't know how that really, like, it knew to do that. Like, it put it into the Monstars that wanted each power, and then it was somehow able to tell which basketball player was supposed to get what. So
yeah, that's
I don't know.
Real weird, but, you know, it's a movie,
was.
so.
Yeah, you know, we can't question it too much.
Exactly.
But it is a good question. Maybe they'll answer that in the sequel.
Maybe.
Are you looking forward to the second one at all?
Nope.
Me neither. So I question why we're doing this? I think we should. See how it holds up against this. And then
I have a friend who really likes LeBron.
I'm not a LeBron fan. I do not like him. I mean, I don't know him as a person, of course. I don't know LeBron as a person. Maybe he's a great person. I don't know. I just don't like watching him play. He's very good, but
I don't watch basketball, so
yeah. I've never liked any team he was on, so there you go. I've said it. Okay. I think the last thing we should say is that the credits had a nice medley of the soundtrack. Didn't even play a whole song, just snippets of each song. They were just like, listen, thank you for coming to this movie, but please go buy our album.
But you know what? It worked on me because I had the soundtrack.
It worked on a lot of people. It sold really well. So we looked and tried to find some kind of food or something to go with Space Jam, and really we couldn't come up with much.
No, I did find something, but we're gonna save it for another thing.
Okay.
Another, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, we may devote like a whole episode to something else.
Yes.
Possibly.
To certain groups of things to eat, of snacks. So,
the podcast is not just going to be all movies.
No.
Even though that's all we've done so far, but
yes.
Still.
Yeah, we've done a lot of movies. We've done TV shows, of course, because we're doing Loki and this. But, I mean, we do want to do other things. We want to do books and video games, things like that. So
that kind of stuff.
Eventually, we'll get off of the whole movie thing, but
yes,
we're just starting off with movies for now.
Right. And so since we, didn't have anything to go with that, we thought, Space Jam album was huge. What other music were we listening to in 96? And do we have any stories related to any like songs? So this is song story time hour.
Sure.
It's not gonna last an hour.
I was gonna say, let's not make this
I don't know.
hour.
Maybe it will.
I don't
really
want it to be an hour. We do not need to have a 2-hour podcast.
When we talked about it, we were looking at 3. I don't know if we both have 3 or not. But I have 3 things I can talk about. And so if you want me to go first, then I can. Or if you'd like to go first, you're more than welcome. The first thing I'm going to talk about is this was Korn released whatever album had like Adidas and other stuff on it. All of these stories I have pretty much don't relate to the exact time, because at that time I was listening to really pop music. I was just getting off country, still kind of listening to Christian rock, getting into that DC talk and stuff like that. So, and I don't really have any big stories about that. And the DC talk was released the year before, so sadly I missed out on that. But Korn, when I was a senior, we went to a Korn concert. It was so loud, it was ridiculous. But randomly, while we were there, and there's this huge, we're down in like mosh pit area, this little kid who's like 4 or 5 just ran through with this mohawk, and he didn't have parents with him or anything, and he's just there running through, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he just took off into the crowd, and I didn't ever see him again. And I wonder what happened to that child. I hope he's okay. But it was such a strange moment in a concert. I've never had that in any other concert, of just some child wandering by unattended. So Please keep an eye on your children. Don't let them go to, Korn concerts by themselves. This has been a public service announcement. Okay, what do you got?
So the first one I have, I watched a lot of like MTV and stuff around that time because, that's when they actually played music videos.
Yeah.
And VH1, both of them.
Right.
And I remember there's an In Vogue song called Don't Let Go.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard that.
You've probably heard it and you just don't know it by the name. How does it
go?
Don't make me sing it.
Just sing it a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Stop.
Let's give us a little taste.
Stop. I hate this.
You're a good singer. Well, you don't have anything to worry about.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember how it starts. Okay, so it goes, You're making me nervous.
Why?
Because I know people are going to hear it if you put it out there.
I mean, we can listen to it now. I can even put it in the episode, I guess.
Okay, I'm trying to think of exactly how it goes. Because I can't remember.
I would have sang that Korn song, but it's not really PG.
All right.
I'll sing the next two songs I have in exchange for this.
Well, I'm going to have to listen to it, I think, because I can't.
Okay, play it up.
It's been a while since I've heard it.
It's been a while.
It's from the Set It Off soundtrack, even though I never saw the movie Set It Off.
What is Set It Off?
It's a movie with, like, Queen Latifah and, gosh, who else is in there? I want to say, like,
no idea.
Maybe Jada Pinkett Smith is in it.
Okay.
I can't remember who else.
I think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, well, I can't listen to it right now because I'm getting an ad.
Nice try.
All right, it goes, what's it gonna be? Because I can pretend. That one.
Yes, okay. What is it called?
More than friends.
See, that's good. What is that song called?
It's called Don't Let Go.
What is okay.
Yeah, because it's, hold on, I'm trying to think of the rest of it.
I would have never guessed that was the theme song, or the title of it. I don't remember how the rest goes.
Because it goes, hold me tight and don't let go.
Oh.
Don't let go.
Okay.
That's why it's called Don't Let Go, I guess.
Nice.
It's in there. So yeah.
That was a great rendition, too.
I mostly remember the music video for it because one of the girls in Vogue, in that video, she is the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, I want to be her.
They were pretty ladies.
She is so pretty. And so I used to go to a lot of sleepovers at my friend Katie's house.
Oh, brag.
And there was a big sleepover because a lot of times it was just me and her.
Okay.
And but this one was like an end of the year kind of party. And I think it was the first, like, big sleepover at her new house. Because she moved, like, sometime, I think, in 7th grade. Mm-hmm. And so I know it was in her new house, though. Because I know exactly which room of that house it was that we were all in. And there was a big TV up there. And we were watching MTV. And that came on. And we were all just, like... it was, like, 5 or 6 girls just up there just singing our hearts out.
Oh, man.
And we were all like, okay, I'm that one, and I'm that one, and I'm that one. But I was like, okay, well, I have to be that one because she's like my role model right now. So, yeah.
Nice.
That's what I remember about that.
Very good. I like that. My next memory is for the song I Want You by Third Eye Blind, which I first saw during, like, some award show, maybe a Grammys, maybe a VH1 thing, and he was walking through the audience singing it, and he said the Cherry Cola line, and I was
That's not Third Eye Blind.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Savage Garden. My apologies.
Because I was like, wait, what?
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. I'm sorry. Yes, Savage Blind.
Savage Blind.
Savage Eye. Blind Garden. I loved it, and I committed myself to learning the entire song,
Mm-hmm.
and I did. And then, time passed, maybe 10, 11 years, didn't really think about it much. And then I started seeing this girl, and we were watching videos together,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Oh, I like this song." I was like, "Oh, what's that song?" And she played it. And then I was like, every time I need to see your face, I just close my eyes and I am taken to a place of your custom. I remember it all. It's all just coming back. I haven't sang it in 10 years, but I just know it. It's embedded in my brain. And I still love that song. It's such a good song. I love Savage Garden too. just the most manly band in the world. And I love them. So that I enjoyed that moment where I remembered it. It was like seeing an old friend and just falling back into where you were 10 years ago. Thank you, Third Garden.
Third Garden. Oh, man. All right, my second one that I was going to talk about is the Macarena.
Oh, yeah, it was like the biggest song of 96.
Yeah, it was like the number one song of 96. Because I completely forgot when it came out. But yeah, Bayside Boys Mix by Los Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I knew, like, I probably didn't know all the words to that song because, a lot of the Spanish parts of it, I was just kind of making it up as I went along. It was like, that sounds close enough. I don't know Spanish. So yeah, but big song. Had the dance. I knew the dance, of course. I could still probably do the dance. But
I don't know if I could. I can't remember exactly.
But the thing is, this is one of the reasons I was looking up the 1996 Olympics.
Uh-huh.
Because I went to the 1996 Olympics.
Okay.
I went to two things. One of them was in Atlanta. I went to a baseball game. Can't remember who was playing. I think Japan may have been one of the teams. I don't remember who the other one was. And also, I went to a soccer game or football, whatever.
Football.
So yeah, because they played soccer in different cities. So one of the cities that they played in was Birmingham, which, is not too far from where I grew up. So we got tickets to a game there, and it was Mexico and another team. And I was trying to see if I was Googling earlier because I was trying to see if I could figure out who they were playing.
Yeah.
Because I cannot remember.
You couldn't find them.
And I can't find a schedule anywhere that tells, like, who played when.
Yeah.
Which is very frustrating. But,
imagine. But Mexico's
so I was gonna...
a really good team.
What?
So Mexico's a really good team, so you got to see a really good one, probably.
Yeah, I did. So they had, like, a break. I don't know anything about soccer, so I don't know if they have, like, a halftime or what.
Yeah,
but,
they do.
Okay, it must have been during halftime then. They were playing music in the stadium, and they started playing the Macarena, and these people got up. And they were dressed like Aztecs, and they started walking around the stadium doing the Macarena. And it was the weirdest thing, but it was so fun. And other people were in the stadium doing it too, and it was really cool.
That's great. That is cool. That's fun.
Thank you, Mexico. It was amazing.
My last one is for the Tracy Bird song, Time Marches On. Do you know this song?
Don't think so.
It's like a story song. He goes through the decades like, Mama's in her room, barely making something. Daddy's in the doghouse, eating lots of chicken. I don't know, something like that. But anyway.
Okay.
My grandfather would take me to basketball games when I was young, like the high school basketball games and stuff. And they were playing in, I don't know, some city that was about an hour away or so. So we were driving there, and he turned on the radio, and we were listening to just the most boring stuff in the world. And at this point, I was very like pop music and such, which, wasn't great taste, but listening to just the talk radio it was AM radio, I think. It was so boring. I was so bored in there. I was like, oh my gosh, I just wish he would turn on music. And I don't know if he just felt my need for music, but he was like, you know what, let's turn over to country music, which I wasn't, huge on country at that time, but I was like, at least it's music. And Tracy Bird's Time Marches On started playing. Like, this was the first song that played that we were listening to. I was so happy to just hear music. And there's a line in the song that goes, brother's in his room and he smokes a lot of dope. Hank Williams. Anyway, so my granddad heard that and he was like, nope, we're turning this off. And he turned off the music. I was like, no, music. No. And we just rode in silence the rest of the way, which, I mean, we talked a little bit. It was just so, like, I was a kid, just, annoying kid that needs to be entertained all the time. And I feel bad about it now. I wish I would have talked to him more, but it was just... Oh, it was like, Tracy, why'd you have to talk about dope?
Why?
No.
Tracy, why?
But I like that my granddad was like, nope, we don't need this in our... We do not welcome dope in our truck.
In this truck, we say nope to dope.
So if I let him listen to this, he's just going to go out and smoke the weed. He didn't have anything to worry about, Granddad. I was fine. But yeah, but that, it gives me a nice memory of my granddad. Even though I was bored, it's very funny. And it's very him. He was such a sweet guy. But that's what I narrowed it down to, my top 3 of 96. What a good time to be alive. There were a lot of really good songs, too, that I saw.
Yeah, there were a lot. And I wouldn't say that mine are the top, or my top 3. But these are just 3 that...
Oh, yeah, they're definitely not my top 3. That Tracy Bird is not. No.
Yeah, these are just 3 that I have fond memories of.
Right.
The last one that I have is actually not... It was not released in the U.S. in 1996.
Oh, okay.
It was released in 1997 in January, but it was released in the U.K. in 1996.
All right. Technicality.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
So, it's Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Oh, man, that song.
Not that like I said, these aren't my favorites, but I have a very... special memory, I guess, attached to the song.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen until I want to say way after, but I mean, probably like 1999 or something, like 3 years after. 2 years technically after we heard it for the first time. But, yeah, so this takes place in like 1999. I was in high school and, my group of friends, one of them, her birthday was kind of close to the end of the school semester, and she had a big birthday party, and she invited some of her close friends to spend the night before. And then we would get ready and have the party the next night. So I was invited to the sleepover portion and to the party, of course. So we had a big sleepover the night before. We watched movies and everything. And then the next day, there were 5 of us.
Okay.
And 2 of the group had to leave briefly. And while they were gone, the other 3 of us were like, okay, we're going to be the Spice Girls. We have a video camera and we're going to make a video of us as the Spice Girls.
Yes.
This is so embarrassing. So, we got to pick, who we were going to be. And I wanted to be Posh Spice, but I couldn't be Posh Spice because the birthday girl wanted to be Posh Spice. So I was like, well, crap.
Really?
Who am I gonna be now?
Wow. Okay.
What?
Was Posh Spice like your favorite?
Well, she was the one that I looked most like, probably, although I didn't really look like any of them.
Okay. Yeah, you were hotter than them. That's true.
Shut up. You did not know me in high school. I'm
just guessing.
So, I didn't want to be Baby Spice because, ugh.
Baby Spice was my favorite.
I did not like Baby Spice. I also did not want to be Ginger Spice because I didn't like her either.
Yeah.
So that left me with Scary and Sporty. And I was not Sporty, but the other girl wanted to be Scary Spice. So I got stuck being Sporty Spice. The least sporty of all of us, of the whole group. And I was Sporty Spice.
Hey, you knew who Patrick Ewing was. It's not bad.
Oh, man. So we had to like just basically ransack her closet and possibly her sister's closet too. Because, to find exactly what we needed. So we got all dressed up. So we had Posh and we had Scary and we had Sporty. And so I'm like there in like tank top.
Yep.
Track pants, basically. Yep. Like, I've never worn anything like this before in my life.
I mean, you should bring it back.
With my hair up in like high ponytail.
Yeah, you gotta have the high pony.
Of course. So we're all dressed up and we've got the video camera. And we decide that we're going to do like a tour diary of the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
So we're like sitting there eating pizza, like off of paper plates.
Just like the Spice Girls.
With our terrible British accents.
Yes.
And we're filming the whole thing.
I love it.
So we do that, and then we decide we're gonna do a dance. So we choreographed our own little dance to "Wannabe," of course, and because that was like the first song on the album,
right?
So we had our dance and everything, and we were waiting for the other two to show up, but they came back later. Something happened, and they couldn't make it. So it was just three of us. We were just the three Spice Girls. And so we set up the camera on the front porch and turned on the music, hit record, and started doing our dance. So we all run onto the stage.
Of course.
Start doing our dance. We're like lip syncing along. Everything goes great. At the very end, I'm the last person on stage. And I do this like bow. And then I come back up and like have my arms in the air. And at that point, my friend hit stop recording. Yes. And I like walk off. And then the next song starts and we're like, well, let's just go ahead and like, let's go ahead and do this song too. So it starts playing like the next song and she hits record again. And we all run back on stage. And we look back like later, we decided, okay, this was awesome.
We nailed it.
This was probably the best thing we have ever done. It's a cinematic masterpiece.
We need to get an agent.
We have to watch this right now. Yes. So, well, actually, I think we waited for the other two girls to show up. And so we're like, this is what we did while you were gone. This is what you missed out on.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Exactly. So we pop it into the VCR and we start watching it. Wow. Start watching it. And I'm just sitting there probably like, oh God, that is the best British accent. Because, you know.
Yep.
Anyway, so when we get to the dance, everything so amazing. And then at the very end, when I pop back up from my bow, I disappear from the screen.
Oh.
I just disappeared. And then the next song starts and we run back on stage like I had just like disappeared and then come back. It was so funny. And yeah, so that was our little video.
Yeah.
It was great. And then our senior year, my friend decided to make some video for some class project. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she ended up putting it like on the same.
Oh no!
You can see where this is going. On the same video as our little Spice Girls thing, and she gave it to the teacher, and the teacher watched it and liked it and was like, I want to show the whole class. So she rewound it to the beginning of the tape and showed the whole class. I was not in that class.
Thank goodness.
I was not in there. I would have melted into the floor. Yeah. But I heard about it later and I was just like, oh God. I don't think I can go back to school.
Well, guess I have to move.
But the thing is, people actually thought it was kind of cool.
Of course.
Or at least they said so, and I was like, don't tell me otherwise, because I will die.
Haters back off.
But they did think it was kind of cool that I disappeared, because I was the girl who disappeared in the video. So.
And the really good news is that we're going to post that video on our Twitter for everyone to see.
If I had it, and she would let me, I would post it somewhere. That would be so fun.
Such a shame.
I know. I don't know if she has it. I should see. I should text her and ask her if she has it.
The crowd, the audience is going to demand it. So then you're going to get too big for this podcast because, I mean, they're just going to be calling you. Hollywood's going to be like, we need this girl. Nashville, the disappearing girl.
The thing is, I don't know if she ever actually, I think I might have asked her before if she still had it. And I don't know if she ever got it back from the teacher. And a couple of, like, the year after we graduated, the school burned down. So it may have burned in the fire.
Wow.
So we may not have it. It may be gone forever.
Okay. Well, that is a shame.
But if not, I want it.
Yeah. And also, maybe it's time for a reunion. Reunite the band. Get them out there again. Get some pizza. Spice Girls reunion tour. Let's make it happen. I think the world needs it right now.
You do not want to see me in sporty Spice clothes right now.
I kind of do.
No, you don't. Nobody. You might, but nobody else does. Nobody else wants to see that. Oh.
Yeah. My favorite Spice Girl as a child was Baby Spice. Mm-hmm. And then now that I'm older, I kind of like Sporty Spice. Just her as a person. No, not because of the story.
Okay.
She's been on other stuff like 8 Out of 10 Cats and stuff. And Would I Lie to You and whatnot. And
she also did a song with Bryan Adams, our favorite.
Well, there you go. You just sold me on
favorite Canadian singer.
You just sold me. He had a song out then. The only thing that looks good on me is You. I almost picked that just because it's Bryan Adams, but yeah, I think she seemed like a fun person. Yeah. So does Scary Spice. She seems fun too.
Yeah, they both seemed like the coolest ones.
Yeah. But those are our memories of 1996, what we were doing, and a little after 1996. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. We enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
I talked a lot.
Especially the Spice Girl thing. And we all appreciate that.
Oh, boy. I didn't say any names, so hopefully my friends won't get mad at me.
I mean, they're just going to be mad that we didn't post the video. Show off y'all's skills. It takes a lot of guts, and I appreciate what y'all did. So, where can you go to see if we ever post that video? Well, on Twitter, we are Having Funcast.
On Twitter, we are Having Funcast.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And Facebook, we are Having Fun Pod. Facebook.com/havingfunpod. And our Gmail account is havingfunpod@gmail.com. Please reach out to us. Say hi. If you have any questions or comments about anything we talked about or your opinions, we'd love to hear it. And yeah, any suggestions for stuff to do, we'll listen. We may not do it, but we'll listen. So, yeah, if you have candy that would have related to Space Jam, we'd like to know what we missed out on.
Or snacks of any kind.
Or snacks of any kind.
That you want us to try. Or, yeah, if you have TV shows or movies or video games or books, anything like that you want to hear our opinions on.
Because we got them. I don't care what it is. We've got opinions. And we're happy to share that with you.
They may not be very strong opinions, unless it's about blue raspberry, but...
Then it's too strong opinions. Yeah, we want to hear from you. We like you, just because you listen to us. So, that's it for this week. Go out there, have fun, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.